to the Miller Branch Fitness and Wellness Facility at Cherry Hill groundbreaking. My name is Reginald Moore. I'm the Executive Director for Baltimore City Recreation and Parks. I am truly excited to be standing here today in Rebirth Park. This is something that the community has been asking for since 2008. As I remember going to multiple community meetings, they talked about a promise that was made in 2008. Well, today we're here to make that a reality. So I want to thank our local elected officials, our state officials. I want to thank our partners. I want to thank the community for being here. And I want to thank our local and elected officials for their continued support of our agency and also our agency's vision of building a stronger Baltimore, one community at a time, through health and wellness, conservation, and social equity. So again, thank you. Thank you to my team. Thank you to my staff. And at this point in time, I would like to bring up the mayor of this city, Mayor Young, to share a few words today.
Thank you, Reggie. I want to thank you and your team for the hard work to get us here today. I'd like to acknowledge Senate President Ferguson, Delegate Luke Clippinger, Council President Scott, and I just want brain dead with Felicia's last name. To our newly elected councilperson for the 10th District, Felicia Porter. Okay. Also like to acknowledge our able director, Reginald Moore, Brad Rogers, the executive director, South Baltimore Gateway Partnership, Mr. Washington, the board chair, Baltimore Gateway Partnership, Randy Conroy, vice president and general manager of Horseshoe Casino, the mayor of Cherry Hill, Michael Middleton, Raheem Brown, Cherry Hill Eagles Youth Foundation. Today is a great day for us here in Baltimore. This is a journey that has been over a decade in the making to get us to this groundbreaking today. I want to thank our state delegation, especially members from the 46th District, who fought tirelessly to secure state bond funds and program open space funds for this project, which we are combining with city, federal, and foundation funding to realize the community vision. I want to thank the South Baltimore Gateway Partnership, the Casino Local Development Council, and the Baltimore City Department of Recreation and Parks for being excellent stewards of the Casino Local Impact Grants for South Baltimore, leveraging them with the Horseshoe Table Games revenue that the city received, all to create a project of this scale and impact driven by this community. So of course, I want to thank our great partners at the Horseshoe Casino again, and their general manager, Randy Conroy. Last but not least, I must thank the Cal Ripken Foundation for committing to build and program a multi-use sports field here in Rebirth Park, opening next spring. The City of Baltimore remains committed to the enhancement and reestablishment of recreational facilities and opportunities, of course, for our young people, but for all residents of our great city. Partnerships between city and state agencies, local organizations, and the community make projects like the Miller Branch Fitness and Wellness Center possible. And they are how we continue to build Baltimore. The Miller Branch Fitness and Wellness Center will become the new standard of recreation for Baltimore City. And also didn't mention to thank our Safe Street team who is represented here today as well. And now it's my pleasure to introduce your Senator for the 46th District, Senate President Bill Ferguson.
Good afternoon. I cannot tell you how excited I am to be standing here today. In 2010, when I had the honor of running for state senate for the 46th district, which of course includes all of the neighborhoods in South Baltimore, there was one message that came through over and over and over and over again. And it was that we have to do more to engage our young people. It was the consistent message over and over. And we talked about the rec center, particularly here in Cherry Hill, as a project that had been promised and promised and promised, and nothing had been delivered. So 2010, we had a guarantee that this rec center at the time, which would be probably, six blocks north by the old Patapsco School, which is now shut down, and the old Cherry Hill Middle, and would have been relocated behind the old school. It would be done by 2012. 2012 came and went, no rec center. Raheem lit up my phone maybe 20 times a week, asking where the rec center would be, and not just Raheem, I mean members from across the community. And we kept pushing, and the issue was money. Well, at this point, the new casinos were being opened up. We had the LDC, the Local Development Council, meeting to think about how can we use these impact funds. We started to put a little money aside here and there. We had some challenges with the implementation. We realized it's going to be a challenge to get this done with just the city, given the needs across the entire city. So we went back to Annapolis, passed legislation to create a brand new entity, the only one in its state, that gives the community real ownership in the impact funds, in partnership with the casino, in partnership with the city, but gives a community voice to how those funds should be utilized, allocated an additional several $100,000 towards moving this project forward. And then we had a new Recreation and Parks Director. I think this was the third one at the time. And I'll never forget, I was in Annapolis soon after Director Moore came on board, and he said, listen, Senator Ferguson, I've got this idea I want to run past you. It has to do with the Cherry Hill Rec Center. And my immediate thought was, oh Lord, not again. And he said, I know you're not going to like this, but I have a different idea. I like the idea of the Cherry Hill Rec Center next to the school, but you know, they're building a brand new school, which is now, since constructed. And what if we thought a little bit bigger about this rec center? That it's not just a space for kids, but it's a way to activate the entire South Baltimore community. That we knit together Westport, Brooklyn, Curtis Bay. We find ways to create a space that people could love and enjoy and create community. And he said, it's going to be a little bit of a delay, but let's not think of it as just this brick and mortar building. What if we add a number of fields all the way behind it? And what if we put it in a place that's more accessible, that everyone can see, that when they drive past Cherry Hill and they're going through in South Baltimore, they stop and they look and they say, that's a place I want to live. That's a place where the residents deserve that space. Well, here we are today. It took another couple $1 million reserved at the state level. Could not have happened without the incredible partnership from my three delegates. Delegate Luke Clippinger, who's here today and was kind of we were the Batman and Robin team. You pick who was Batman and who was Robin in the Local Development Council and all of the years dealing with the challenges of trying to get this space. And it took leadership from a mayor, from a council president, from a councilman, and from a director of Rec and Parks, and most importantly, from a community that said, stop looking past us. They said, we deserve this space and we need to get it done. So Raheem, it's taken longer than expected, but we are here today to launch what will be the model, not just for the city of Baltimore, but for the entire state, about what it looks like when we truly invest in kids and invest in families and believe that every single neighborhood deserves access to opportunity to maximize their God-given potential. So thank you for having me here today. Thank you for this beautiful space to be. Is the construction team here? And what's the timeline? So 12 months from now, we will have a brand new space here in Cherry Hill that will be a model for the entire state of Maryland. Thank you all so much for being here, and let's get this project done. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Ferguson. And we have a special guest that unfortunately could not be here with us today. So Delaney, if we will now turn to the screen, we will have a message from Delegate Learman.
I'm State Delegate Brooke Learman, and although I'm incredibly sad not to be with you in person today, I could not be more thrilled about the fact that this groundbreaking is finally happening. Congratulations and thank you to everybody who worked together for so long to bring this to fruition to the community. It was a true team effort. And it represents another incredibly important investment in Cherry Hill, in our kids, in all the residents here, and in all of our Middle Branch neighborhoods. I'm so excited to be in person at the ribbon cutting one day soon, and I'm so excited to see how this center brings this community and communities all over together to have fun, to get fit, and to love being in Baltimore. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Delegate Learman. Thank you, Delegate Clippinger, for also being here with us. Now we'll bring to the podium our current council president, President Scott.
Thank you, Mr. Director. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I think, Mr. Director, I would first off by saying thank you to the Mayor, the Senate President, the Delegate, the Councilwoman, of course, the Mayor of Cherry Hill, Raheem, everyone for being here. But I want to do like the Senate President, take back a little bit. Mr. Director, you know I often poke fun at your community outreach team and says that at one point in time there was one person in Rec and Parks that did the job of now 4 or 5 people, and that was me. So the person who had to catch the darts at those community meetings back in 2010 was me. And to now be standing here today to see that this project is finally going to get underway. And when you think about Cherry Hill, right, we've spoken about the schools and all the other great things that have happened. You're talking about a neighborhood that for much of my life was ignored by city government. That was treated like it was just not even there. It was just something in between downtown and Annapolis and Glen Burnie. That's how South Baltimore has been treated. But now you see through the leadership that you have here today that that's no longer the case. We see the schools that are in the neighborhood. You see the shopping center getting the love and attention it needs. And this here, to provide the opportunity for our young people. I often say that we spend a lot of time in Baltimore talking about young people, and needing to support them. But the reality is, for much of my lifetime, we've been investing in the failure of our young people and not their promise. This is an investment into the future and the promise of young people in Baltimore City. It will be a shining example of how we can actually do great things in neighborhoods to create great people and help them grow up and to be the best people they can be, to make Baltimore the best Baltimore it can be, and Cherry Hill the best Cherry Hill that it can be. That's what this means to me. And I am looking forward to, Mr. Director, not just doing this here in South Baltimore, but around the city of Baltimore, so that we can show everyone what recreation parks truly can be. Not something that just builds these small things to shut people up, but build things big and large that allow hundreds of young people to come and families to come and be a part of something that is greater than themselves, and learning how we can operate and exist as a community. And the last thing that I will say is, in 12 months, Mr. Director, I shall be the first person to make a 3-point basket in the new fitness and center. So thank you very much. Congratulations, Cherry Hill, and I look forward to seeing us all here in a year.
Thank you, President Scott. And now we'll have Councilman Rosinger is under the weather, so unfortunately he could not join us today. But we have with us today our councilwoman who's been newly elected and I think takes office in December, Ms. Councilwoman Porter.
So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Director Moore, for inviting me up to make remarks. Just echoing what the mayor, the senator, and Council President Scott just said, this recreation center is an opportunity for all of Cherry Hill, all of South Baltimore to be on the map in Baltimore City. Throughout my entire candidacy, people talked about being forgotten in South Baltimore. Well, that's about to change with this recreational center, with the new schools that are being built in South Baltimore. That is about to change, and so I look forward to continuing to work with the community to bring this project underway in 12 months, and really firm within 12 months, making sure that it actually goes to fruition. And so I thank everybody else for coming out today, and thank you.
Thank you. I think it's a little bit longer than 12 months, Senator. I just have to tell you. I don't want to have our representative from White and Turner stroke out on us here, but we're going to try to get as close as we can in 12 months. This is really a moment for me. It's like a wow moment. As the senator talked about, I was new to Baltimore, and I recall having this conversation with my team about our Middle Branch facility, and I told our team, I continue to challenge our team to always dream big, to never ever just let's think small. What's the most impact, the biggest impact that we can make to a community? And so one day, me and Mr. Borman, who will be up here shortly, we was riding in the community. He showed me where the old facility was going to be, or the current plant facility to be built. But one of the things we noticed immediately is it was going to be landlocked. And then as we were leaving out the community, I said, "What is this?" And we went and started researching. We started talking about it, and I was like, let's be bold. It's either be bold or go home. And so I remember talking to Mayor Young about the idea, Councilman Reisinger, and they says, well, we think it's a great idea, but you got to make sure you run this by the community. He says, but also you got to talk to the 46. And Senator Ferguson is absolutely right. I called him up and said, hey, can I come to Annapolis to spend some time with you? And we talked about this. And he said, he gave me some direction. He says, I like it too. But here's some people that you got to talk to and you have to meet. Pastor Cleo, Michael Middleton, Raheem Brown, Alvin Lee, just to name a few. And then you're going to have to go to the community and convince the community. So I'm thinking, hey, as a director, I'm new in town. I'm like, okay, talking to the community. I love talking to the community. It's not a problem. Wow. It was an eye-opener for me because I had to understand their pain and the promises that had been made to them for years and years to come, that they was going to build a rec center. Here's this new guy. All of a sudden, now you want to change your site. You tell them it's going to be delayed a year. I don't know if we can trust you or not. But thank you to those individuals that I named, because I was able to share with them the vision, the long-term vision for this facility. And as when you think of this facility, you're thinking about Baltimore's first ever regional rec facility. Just not a rec center. It's an indoor swimming pool, community space, fitness facility, indoor walking track. But then when you come outside, urban green space, how can we make that beneficial to our community? So there was a conversation with Brad Rogers from the South Baltimore Gateway Partnership. There was a conversation with Rilken and said, hey, we want to put a turf field. We want to put 3 turf fields in South Baltimore. And one of our agreements, if you remember, Brad, I said the first one has to be here. And so we're excited because we're going to have a turf field here. That should be starting shortly. And we went back to our team and said, okay, how can we make this more of an economic driver for our community? So it's a community development project, yes, but can we make it a way that we can also generate some form of economics from it, a financial benefit? So we are expanding and we're putting in 3 multi-purpose fields. So you're going to have 4 multi-purpose fields in one central location, which is few in between in Baltimore. Also, we start thinking about, okay, we got to still engage kids. We got to still make sure our community comes out, because parks play a vital role in the health and well-being of a community. So we need to make sure we improve the walking track. The walking path. We have to make sure that we improve the pavilions, because we didn't want these current pavilions here. And we had to make sure that we had a playground that kids could enjoy. You're getting all of that here at this facility. So I just truly want to thank Mayor Young for believing in this young man who came to them and said, hey, we're going to pivot for a minute and we're going to change direction because we think this will be a better solution for the future. I want to thank Senator Ferguson for giving me the opportunity to come to Annapolis and hearing me out and supporting Council President Scott, all of our elected officials. But more importantly, I want to thank the community. And I want to thank Mr. Middleton, Raheem Brown. I think he was supposed to be here, but Alvin Lee. There we go. Pastor Cleo. Because I didn't have to go to the community meeting once. If you recall, sir, we had to come multiple times. And it was that final meeting where the community said, okay, we're going to believe in this vision that you have, only under one condition. And that promise was to make this a reality. And today, I think we delivered, right? And we delivered in a grand way. As the senator stated earlier, this is just not a rec center. This is a state-of-the-art facility. This is going to not only be a model for Baltimore, but a model for the state. And I'm so excited about what the future lies for us. So thank you all for believing in the new kid on the block to make this a reality. But also I want to acknowledge, Brad Rogers. Thank you, Brad, for your continued support. No matter what I called Brad and say, hey, Brad, we're a little short on some funds here. He would go and find a way, go back to his board. So thank you, South Baltimore Gateway Partnership, for your financial support. Thank you, Ethan. Thank you, Mr. Conroy from the horseshoe for you all also helping contribute to this. And thank you, the community. So we're excited. I'm not sure if it's 12 months, but as quick as we can get this facility built, we're going to build this facility, and we're going to have a grand opening that everybody will always remember. So thank you. Now I will have, if he will come up, I will call him kind of my partner in crime, because we're constantly thinking about different strategies and ideas of what we can do, not only in this community, but continue to help move our city forward. So if at this point in time, can Mr. Brad Rogers, if you will please come and share a few words.
Hello, my name is Brad Rogers, and I'm the Executive Director of the South Baltimore Gateway Partnership, and we are proud to have invested $3 million in casino revenues into this project. Everyone agrees that we are here today to mark the fulfillment of a promise more than a decade ago, that the people of Cherry Hill should have a world-class recreation complex worthy of this proud historic neighborhood. We are also here today to embark on a new promise, because this is not just a project for Cherry Hill. It is also the first step in transforming the middle branch of the Patapsco River into Baltimore's next great waterfront, with 11 miles of parks and trails wrapping around from Brooklyn all the way up to Port Covington. A waterfront designed by and for the people of Baltimore. And as we complete this first promise, I want to draw everyone's attention to this future promise, this opportunity that we all share together. Because this is not the first, this may be the first groundbreaking for the Middle Branch, but it is not the last. So keep these gold shovels around, because we're all going to be using them. I want to thank everybody here for being a part of making this possible. Thank you so much.
And I think the council president called him the mayor of Cherry Hill, Mr. Michael Middleton.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to pay my respects, first of all, to the dignitaries that are here. But most importantly, I want to recognize folk like Brad Rogers from South Baltimore Gateway Partnership and their board of directors, the Horseshoe Casino. I'd like to say just thank you to Reggie Moore and Rex and Parks, a mayor who has kept his promise to this community, state delegation that has worked hard with us. Many have talked about that this is a dream being realized. I tell you that this is just the beginning, I think, of a march of bringing a community that has suffered from disinvestment or lack of investment to become a community of opportunity. Last week, we had the privilege of welcoming Chase Bank, the first time a bank has existed in the 75-year history of this community. 2 years ago, we had the opportunity to bring in 21st century schools. Today, we open this very modern and 21st century fitness and wellness center. This is only the beginning, I think, for Middle Branch areas and communities itself. As the Middle Branch and the redevelopment starts, it's the realization of the benefits we hope will inure to all communities that surrounding this area, whether we're talking about Brooklyn or Westport, Curtis Bay or Lakeland or Mount Winans. The benefit derived from institutions being set up comes to all of us. For years, the South Baltimore area has been to me the armpit for the city of Baltimore. We've housed on this very ground incinerators, or I guess a couple blocks from here, the city dump was located. We turn around that image of this community, of this area. And I thank each and every one of you who have joined us in partnership to realize that Black lives matter, that lives of people in the South Baltimore community matter. Once again, I say thank you. Thank you very much on behalf of the citizens and residents of the Cherry Hill community.
Thank you, Mr. Middleton. And now we'll have, he just corrected me, he's the mayor of Cherry Hill, Mr. Raheem Brown. First of all, I'm real nervous because I never talk
So Rex and Parks called me, asked me, can I speak today? And I couldn't say no. I was in Vegas on some boxing business. I flew in just for this. I couldn't miss this for the world. Raheem Brown, founder, president of the Cherry Hill Eagles Youth Development in 2002. We done served over 5,000 kids come through this program since 2002. We specialize in education, community, and sports. Y'all gotta forgive me because I'm real nervous. So, and that's saying that's enough about me. I want before I go any further, I want to stop and pay homage to the people before me, because if the people before me didn't inspire me to do this, I wouldn't do this for 20 years for free. When I was young, we had 5 recreation centers out here: the multi-purpose, the community building, 163, 160, and I'm missing one. Was it? Yeah, one more, yeah. But anyway, all of these people has passed away who put in a lot of time, played father figures for us in the community. One lady and the rest of them was men, and all of them are gone now, except one guy. This one guy is my mentor sitting back there, Mr. Brown. He's the reason why I do what I do. 35 years of Rex and Parks, mentored us. He played a father figure for a lot of us in Cherry Hill. So I'm glad to see that he's here to be able to see what we've been fighting for a long time, a new recreation center. So I couldn't go no further without thanking you for being a father figure, giving us a place to come to in a rec when it was dangerous outside. So I could never repay you. So the way I repay you is let your legacy live through me, and hope somebody do the same thing for me. Next thing I want to say, I want to thank a few people that I work close with. If I forget anybody's name, I apologize. Keisha Allen, doing a wonderful job. Westport, I gotta shout you out. You know what I mean? Even though you're not from Cherry, but you're doing a wonderful job. You know what I mean? I want to shout you out. Then we got Michael Middleton. Me and this guy don't always see head to head. We bump heads, but guess what? We find a respectful way to do it better for the community. So I thank you, Mike, for all the work that you do. Mama Cleo, she's not here. I want to thank Mama Cleo for the work that she did. She's not here. I don't want to forget nobody. My sister, oh my God. I got to shout my sister out there. She wears a lot of hats in this community. I'm talking about Safe Streets, Cherry Hill Eagles, and Baltimore City. So she wears a lot of hats in this community. So when you can't get to me, they say I'm standoffish. I'm not. I just don't have time to waste. That's the one you get to. I definitely want to thank the Safe Street program. They've been doing a great job in the community. Warren led the way. He got sick of cancer, so even though he's not a part of it, he set the tone. My guy over here, Juice Man, came in, stepped in, and filled the void. So I mean, I think the I like to thank the Safe Street program for giving ex-offenders a chance. So one thing I want y'all to do, it's a lot of good in these programs, guys like them that can come in the community and talk to people that some people can't get talked to and stop a lot of things. So don't let one person on one Safe Street destroy all the work that these guys done put in. Because everybody can't get to these people in this community like these guys can get to these people in this community. I want to thank my guy over here. He's not always on time, but he always come, Ferguson. I appreciate you. Even when we having Thanksgiving giveaways, this man pulls up with his kid in his arm and his wife to help us serve food. He don't have to do that. So this don't have nothing to do with he's showing up at election time. He's here on the battlefield with us, so I want to definitely salute you. My guy, Ed is not here. That's my guy. He gonna mean what he said. He gonna say what he means. So, Felicia, you got a big shoe to fill, baby. So I want to thank Ed. And last but not least, man, I want to thank the people. The last 20 years, we've been struggling for funding. We've been doing this out of our own pocket, time and money. Money ain't a problem. We get that back, but we can't get time back. So I definitely want to thank some people that ain't here who helped us in the last few years see my vision, help my vision grow. We got a brother by the name of Steve. His name is he got a steel company called Rebirth Steel. He's so Cherry Hill that he named his company after Rebirth. He grew up in that neighborhood. So he does a lot for my program. He helps my program out a whole lot. So I want to thank Steve. A few projects he's been on, the shopping center, I think the school. So make sure y'all get him in on this project too. He's a small investor. I mean, he's a minority guy. I want to thank Mark Weller. He's not here. But Mark did a lot for my program. There's been times we going to Florida. 2 years straight, we made a national championship. And the bill might have been 30, 40,000. We got 4 weeks to get it. I'm going crazy. I don't know how I'm going to get it all. I called Mark up, and there's a check. Part of that check is there for me. So I want to thank Mark because he really helped me get to some things that I couldn't have got through without him. And last but not least, Brad, I appreciate my partnership with you guys. and Oscar, getting on your nerves all day. Y'all been a great help. Y'all see my vision in Cherry Hill, and y'all let me tell y'all what I need, not y'all telling me what I need in my community. So I appreciate y'all. And Moore, one more, this is my last thing. Moore, when Moore came to Baltimore, he had to sit down with us. First thing I asked Moore was, how long are you going to be here? Because Rexton Park guys is coming and going. I've been here the whole time working about Rexton Park for over 20 years. He said, long as the people want me to be here. So I'm really not sure whether he, going to be here long or not. But Moore, you honored your word. We got together. We made it happen. And I appreciate you, man. Hopefully that the new administration keep you here. New mayor, new mayor, new mayor, new mayor. Hope that the administration keep you. I know how the changes go when new mayors come in, so hopefully they keep you here, man. So thank y'all. Took enough of y'all time, and I appreciate y'all.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. The last individual that we're going to bring up before we close the groundbreaking and have the official shovel and tossing of the dirt is Mr. Adam Borman. And as Adam comes up, I just want to just toot his horn a little bit. Adam was my first senior manager that I hired, and had a vacancy for capital development, and we went through an interview process, and I called Adam. I said, Adam, I'm looking for an energetic, innovative individual that's going to help move projects forward. Because one of the things I heard coming in is Rexton Park has a lot of money, but they're not moving their projects. And I said, so if we offer you this job, you're going to be evaluated on the work that you're doing and how you move your teams forward. And I can tell you today that in his 3 years of being here, there's over 27 projects that's been started or finished and over $73 million in capital that's on the streets now in Baltimore. So, Adam, thank you for your leadership of moving your division forward, challenging your team, and continue to move our agency forward. So we'll now have words from Adam Borman.
All right. Good afternoon. Dr. Moore, thank you for the kind words. 10 months ago, my wife and I welcomed our first child to the world. For me, 10 months ago, my wife and I welcomed our first child to the world. For me, that was the proudest day of my personal life. Obviously, nothing can top that, but this groundbreaking today marks the proudest moment of my professional career. This project is by far the largest and most complicated to come out of our department in over 100 years. The monumental task to get to this point was achieved by a talented design team, supportive review agencies, and helpful partners. I'd like to thank Director Moore for his vision to move the rec center to Reedbird Park, and for continually challenging me and my BCRP colleagues to achieve a level of excellence. I believe that this project does that. From my staff, I'd like to recognize Valerie McGuire, Larissa Torres, Lance Decker, and Denise Caldwell for their tireless dedication to this task and many others. Quarterbacked by Kate Skurlock of GWW Architects, the consultant team included Floratita Landscape Architects, MK Engineering, and Holly Oak Consulting. It was truly a team effort. We worked closely with MDE, the Critical Area Commission, and Bruna Attila from City Planning to navigate the environmental challenges that this waterfront site proposed to us. They were all extremely helpful and accommodating. Last and certainly not least, I want to thank the community for their contribution to the design process, South Baltimore Gateway Partnership, Ethan Cohen from the Mayor's Office, and Jenny Morgan from our Community Engagement Division for their continued support of the project. With community outreach, design, and permitting now in the rearview mirror, it's time to pass the baton to Whiting Turner and our construction management team to get this thing built. I thank Mr. Tim Rayton, President and CEO of Whiting Turner, for joining us today, and look forward to a successful build together. In closing, the Middle Branch Fitness and Wellness Center at Cherry Hill is poised to serve as the anchor to a revitalized Middle Branch waterfront, while bringing the people of South Baltimore together in pursuit of fitness and wellness. While today is a proud day for me and all of us here, I anticipate an even prouder one when we reconvene to cut the ribbon. Thank you.
And in closing, I just want to acknowledge our marketing team, Tiara, and her team, our park maintenance team, for making sure that the grounds was manicured and looked great for us. I want to thank our recreation team for our social circles and made sure that our spacing was in place for our social distancing. So again, thank you to everybody from our team, and thank you, Jenny, for joining me in those meetings when we had to go and meet with the community from a community engagement perspective. So I will leave with a quote from former President Barack Obama. And he states that we did not come to fear the future. We came here to shape it. So I encourage our team to continue to innovate, be innovators and game changers to make our city the greatest city in America. So again, thank you all for being here today.